Tell me if this scenario sounds familiar. Your child is anxious about something, maybe a test, a baseball game, separating from you at school drop-off, or their first flight on an airplane. They ask you, what if something bad happens? You reassure them by telling them something along the lines of, don't worry, you'll be fine. Seems helpful, right? In the moment, yes. In the long term, not so much. Let me explain the neuroscience behind why parental reassurance can backfire in easing a child's anxiety. When your child feels anxious, their amygdala, the brain's alarm system, is firing on all cylinders. It's screaming, danger, danger, danger. When you provide them with reassurance, their anxiety drops temporarily. That feels good, so their brain learns, when I feel scared, I need someone to tell me it's okay. Here's the problem. You've just reinforced the anxiety pathway. Now their brain expects external reassurance to feel safe. This is called accommodation, and research actually shows that it strengthens anxiety over time. Why? Because kids aren't learning how to effectively manage their anxiety on their own. Studies show that parental accommodation, things like providing excessive reassurance, modifying family routines to avoid triggers, or answering the same anxious questions repeatedly, predicts worse anxiety outcomes in kids. So what should you do instead? Start by validating the feeling. I can see you're really worried about this test, but here's the hard part. Don't rush to fix it. Instead, help them to problem solve strategies to manage their distress. Maybe try something along the lines of, what's one thing that you could try that might help you to feel a little less worried? This does two things. It builds their distress tolerance and it shifts them from passive anxiety to active coping. Now for bigger fears, we use exposure therapy, the gold standard for treating anxiety. Here's how it works. Let's say your child is terrified of dogs. Exposure therapy means gradually, systematically facing that fear in a controlled way. Maybe you start by looking at pictures of dogs, then watching videos, then seeing a calm dog from across the street, then standing near a dog, and eventually petting one. Each time a child faces a fear and nothing bad happens, their amygdala, that alarm system, learns the threat isn't real. The brain literally rewires itself through experience. Reassurance tells them that the alarm is accurate, but exposure teaches them it's not. If exposure therapy feels overwhelming or unrealistic to navigate on your own, that's perfectly okay. In that case, I would strongly recommend seeking help from a trained professional who can guide you through it instead. Please remember that brain rewiring only works if we let kids experience anxiety without rescuing them. When we constantly reassure them or help them avoid the feared situation, we prevent that recalibration from happening. We're essentially telling their brain, yes, you're right to be afraid. This is dangerous. It's crucial to keep in mind that short-term pain, strong anxiety, can lead to long-term gains, like effectively managing anxiety.